of Friday evening. Now, regarding these situations about illegals, especially in the United Kingdom, there was a revelation from a prison officer on social media who works in this sector, and obviously has first-hand information because he's every day there. And the British prison population's approximately around about 50% of foreign offenders, mainly filled up with sex offenders, rapists, paedophiles as well. You know, sex offenders generally classified as that. He says at least 28% of the British prison population do not know how to speak English. And obviously it's a very run-down sector of the society, underfunded, personnel not properly trained. And this idea, which the Labour government has to let go thousands of these sex offenders back in freedom, liberty, you know, is not very, 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 how do you say, a comfort or very, it's a thing which concerns many people, especially these illegals. We all know who they are, these so-called asylum seekers and so on. And there's another thing which no one talks about is intel from the government, British government, says there are members of these so-called asylum seekers, illegals who are in these hotels. They are planning some type of terrorist attack, problem schools, or religious institutions, or anything which represents Christianity values, basically, in the United Kingdom. Churches, who knows what? God knows what. I've got no idea. We have all seen how sick in the head these individuals are. They're not civilised, they're savages. And letting the floodgates open to flood that, not just the United Kingdom, the whole continent of these criminals, terrorists, or whatever they are. You know, Spain, Spanish people in that conclave thingy bob there, which was invaded by 60,000 illegals. Most of them have been sent back home because some lefty on the social media say, well, there is free houses, free food, free everything. And what they found is that they found nothing. And you've got the Spaniards doing like citizens patrols, a bit like Article 52, which are a group of people, seen institution, do not defend the safety of citizens. There are individuals who will have to take the hands, but, you know, these individuals which come in small boats, so-called war-torn countries, political dissonance, is a load of bullshit. They're all illegal immigrants, so-called economical migrants. It's more easier to play the card of or political dissident or whatever. Comes overboard, and therefore you can't identify them. Round off this car over her devastation. You know what she said? We have to open up houses. Illegals like this, they don't go around and do horrible things to the young girls. Even that as well, having provides so-called fake asylum seekers. Oh my God. You know, such a statement like this is absolutely disgusting. You know, I think this person should think twice before saying a thing like this. She's, you know, you probably pissed off a lot of people, making a ridiculous statement like that. There you are. That's how the situation is, basically, in the United Kingdom. Putting, piecing together certain, pieces of information. Anyway, it's a daily basis. Most of probably the criminality are due to these illegals, and obviously other probably second generation immigrants as well. Seeing access of cannabis is pretty easy to find, very cheap, therefore from such sexual vicious behaviour these illegals have antisocial behaviour without taking these things anyway. It's a part of their nature, it's part of their, well, this type of part of their nature culture is not